If you hold these AI coins this month, you probably will be treating yourself to a nice, easy 20x. And of course, we're talking about the Genesis launch Virgin point system that I've been covering extensively on the channel for the past 3 weeks or so. We've given you guys a head start over the rest of the market, and you had an opportunity to collect these points to get into the next launch, which are literally doing 50, 60, 100, 20x. Okay, guys? Now look, you could be the next crypto cipher. On Twitter, he says, Arbus, $165 becomes 9,500 in minutes. 390,000 points pledged, 96 virtual allocation. So this is happening literally almost every day, every other day with these new launches, and there are a couple other opportunities coming up in a matter of hours. We're talking about 3 days and less. So this is why I'm making this video, to bring this to your attention. If you're new here, my name is Francis Dhun, and on this channel, I like to put you ahead of the pack when it comes to the next best thing in crypto. So if that sounds interesting to you, make sure you like, subscribe, but more importantly, smash the bell notification buttons, because exclusive content like this truly is time sensitive. So let's carry on with the content today. We have a very exciting episode here for you. There is a really good opportunity, in my opinion. I'm going to share that with you in the Virtuals ecosystem. All right, guys? So before we move on, let's talk about our previous pick, which was Arbus. And Arbus did really well. You know, I had the expectations of them doing, 100x, right, or over 100x. But this is what Arbus ended up doing. As you can see, this is the all-time high. It did go to 14 million market cap. And if we divide the 14 million market cap, okay, where the all-time high was, so this was at the peak, divided that by 220,000, because this was the starting market cap for Genesis participants. They got roughly 64x at the top, okay? That's Arbus. And yeah, we did say that how we were expecting it to do triple figures on a return, right? Over 100x. But hey, 60x is still 60x. Things are super profitable over here. And that's what it comes down to. So nonetheless, that was a positive investment. People made money, like I just showed you there on Twitter. So what else do I have for you guys here? Well, this is one right now that just went live, and this is called Busy, right? Busy right now is trading at 6.5 mil. It just went live about maybe an hour ago. All-time high was 8.43. If we actually really do the math on this now, and we see what that works out to be at the market cap of the same 220K, let's just do it right now where it's trading at, okay? So that's 6.3 million divided by 220K, and that is a 28xer. All right, guys? So that literally just went live today. People getting into the Genesis round, they are eating very, very well, and you need to know how to get this. You need to hold these AI coins this month to take advantage of the new launches so you could get your Virgin points, guys. I'm going to show you guys exactly what we're talking about and how all of these moving parts works. So what's on the horizon when it comes to Genesis launches? So Nancy is catching my eye. Very interested in them to see what they're going to be doing. I think this will be a successful launch and it will go live. My predictions really come hours before the token launches, okay? Not really the pledges. So if you want the price prediction for this, do follow me on Twitter. We do have exclusive content on Twitter that I don't really, upload here on YouTube. So you might want to be following me over there, okay? So Nancy is definitely one here, and we could just kind of like give you a brief overview of what they do. So Nancy is an AI market analyst built by a leading Web3 investment group. She drops daily alpha linking political trades, earnings calls, and macro data into sharp, actionable insights. Soon she'll evolve into a platform that enables real-world asset trading for crypto natives, assisted by Nancy's insights and AI-driven signals, right? And they give us the Twitter handles over here. So it's a real company, and it looks like they're actually going to be building out a platform, or at least that's the end goal. All right. Now, there is some chit-chatter about this particular project on crypto Twitter, and for good reason. So I think we can see some hype happening here. Now, in terms of expectations, if the market cap is roughly 220K, markets are pumping, Bitcoin's close to 110K, we could potentially even see, it start to rise. These market caps start to rise. Liquidity flows in. So I think the best is still yet to come in terms of gainers, and we're going to see more liquidity pouring into the Virtuals ecosystem in due time. Okay, so I think Nancy, which actually goes live, if we take a look at it once again, The pledging starts at least in about 1 day, 21 hours. And then you have another 24 hours for the token to go live, okay? So this is one that's on my radar. I mean, I'm not mega bullish on them, but I do believe they'll succeed and they will print for Genesis participants, okay? Genesis participants are those who are right here. How to participate, pledge points, and then also you need to pledge your, or commit rather, your virtuals, all right? We're talking about this particular round. Now, this is the real individual at hand that I think is going to do pretty decent here. Okay, so let's go to live because he is live right now, guys. Okay, 20 hours and 39 minutes left. He's about 80% subscribed, and we know that Base, the blockchain, is having some issues, okay, because of the virtuals launch. So this already oversubscribed, but since Base is having some issues, rather, things are slowing down. So virtuals is so bullish right now. Everybody's trying to get into these projects where it's slowing down the damn Base blockchain, bro. The layer 2 blockchain. And that's why we see these slower numbers here of subscribed at, just under 80%. Normally, if things were working the way they normally do with the blockchain, this has already succeeded within about 4 hours. So this project here, okay, let's take a look at them. If we go like this, all right. Some of y'all may not be bullish on them when you see this, right? So right there it says why this agent is bullish, the meme coin of virgins. Okay, well, here, take my money, right? That's all we need to hear. No, why would anybody be somewhat or fully bullish on this? Well, let's take a look at who's actually behind it. It is Vader, okay? If you guys don't know who Vader, okay, is a project within the virtuals ecosystem. It's actually the first ever AI coin to come out of the virtuals ecosystem to be successfully migrated or bonded, okay, back in the day of last year of Q4. So Vader right now is the person who is deploying this meme coin, and here's why. I submitted Virgin on Genesis, thought it would be obvious from the tokenomics to grow the Virgin cult. A meme coin is inevitable, and better if deployed by one of us rather than a bad actor. I agree with that. The goal is to create PvE value by pulling in new users to Virtual's ecosystem. Everybody loves meme coin, Solana, and every single chain there's meme coins, and it does bring people together as a community. I like the idea behind it. Rather than PvP with the Virtual's trenches, if it does well, the entire Virtual's ecosystem will benefit. If not, it goes to zero. Problems? The original distribution was unfair, skewed too much towards Vader. If we want this meme coin to be big, the distribution should be fairer. Agreed. And I'm a big Vader staker, by the way. So that's actually not beneficial for me, but it's beneficial for the overall ecosystem, which I'm all for. Number 2, there should be no supply overhang. All tokens should TGE 100%. Number 3, the Genesis system minimum for dev wallet is 0.5%. These tokens should be burnt like that. Number 4, tokens should be airdropped to OG meme coins to increase mindshare. Very strategic, and I do love that as well. Beyond the virtuals, otherwise, it will be a virtuals PvP token, which is the last thing I want. Tokenomics suggestion, 37.5% Genesis presale, that's standard. 12.5% liquidity pool, that's also standard. 20% virtuals equal wallets. List provided by virtuals, which is the actual team. 20% OG meme coin holders, 6.5% Vader stakers, 3% virtual yappers, 100% TGE for all holders. Disclosure, these are just like, disclaimers like the intrinsic value of versions is 0, blah, 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 blah. You guys know how the disclaimer goes, okay? I absolutely, wholeheartedly, I'm digging this, knowing that it's coming from Vader. Vader's a respected figure, a recognized figure. I was messing with the Vader EAOs before Virgin point system even came about. That was on a low-key thing, man, on the DL, and Vader was printing over there too, so if Vader's a part of this, if he's behind it to a certain degree, I think that's super bullish news, guys. Vader's been doing great work as well, and he's probably is one of the people who's been here even during the dark times, right? We saw in Q1 of this year, he was really pushing on being innovative, so I'm led to believe that how he got some tricks up his sleeves. Obviously, Vader, that like the actual Vader AI, that's his main baby. This is something that he's putting out there, something like a promotion to get more eyes on the ecosystem, and then hopefully we could get new users. And I think it's a matter of new users understanding how all of these moving parts work. So that's a great way to get eyes on, the virtuals ecosystem and what's happening here over with the Genesis launches. Okay, guys. So that's it. So back to my title of this video. My title of this video was hold these AI coins this month for an easy 20x. Okay, something like that. So why would I say that? Well, in order to participate in the Genesis launches, you guys need something called Virgin Points. And what I'm going to do here is I will show you my back office. Why? Because I'm just classy like that and I'm very transparent. So you get a better understanding on how you could get Virgin Points. So first things first, I actually have 1,153,559 points as of now. And as I alluded to, I've actually been staking Vader for an extended period of time. Okay. Well before the Virgin Points was introduced, and that is where I'm getting a lot of my points, okay? So I would tell you guys this, going back to my title. If I was you, okay, not financial advice at all, this is what I'm doing, okay? But Vader staking is definitely a way you could go about getting points, man, and they've been very, very, treating me very nicely, okay? My Virgin Points yield through Vader staking, okay? You also could do virtual staking, okay? And that's all listed for you down here, right? So right here, stake Vader, that's what I'm doing, number one, right? But before we get there, let me actually break down my point system by clicking this button over here. So as you can see, today I got 73,051 points. How was that? You know, what's the breakdown of that? Well, Vader, as I said, I'm staking Vader. I'm staking about I think it's just over 1.5 million Vaders, something like that, or near that figure. So that's 53,108 points I got today. I'm also staking virtuals, which is 19,943 points I'm getting today, okay? And this was yesterday, yapping points, I got 9,390. Okay, my Diamond Hand bonus for yesterday was 13,000. What is Diamond Hand bonus? That is when you're actually holding these AI agents and you're not selling. And what the virtuals team is doing is they're rewarding you for not cheating too early. And they're giving you these points. And points are mandatory to get into these launches at the best price possible. Okay, in the low hundreds of thousands. Okay, typically 200K. And the other day I got Vader 38K. So it does vary. It differs from day to day. I guess that's based off of how many people are in the pool at the moment, and how many people are not in the pool, etc., etc. So when we come down here now, they do give us other ways of doing this. And yapping is by far, in my opinion, the low-hanging fruit or the low-risk way of getting most points as possible. Okay? Now, in order to yap, you need to have your Twitter connected to the virtual site. From there, Kato.ai takes care of all of this for you guys, okay, in terms of how much points you get. Okay? To connect your Twitter accounts to the virtual's website, you first need to click this button. Once you click that button, then you need to go to account settings. Once you go to account settings, you sync in your Twitter account. It's very straightforward, and that's all you need to do. Then go to Twitter, start talking about virtual's ecosystem, the Virgin Points, the Genesis launches. Have the tickers of these Genesis launches that you genuinely like. Add value. Try to make some really in-depth tweets about how this works and help people out. Okay, it's all about valuable content surrounding the virtuals ecosystem. It's very easy. As I said, you could stake virtuals and you could click this button. If you got virtuals in your MetaMask or Phantom wallet, it will then detect it and stake it for you. You start getting Virgin Points, man. All right, Vader, I already told you guys how to do that. If you got Vader, which is a AI coin on the base network, Ethereum layer 2, okay, Vader, ticker Vader, you could stake it by clicking this button. I'll take you directly to the website where you could do all of this, okay? Another way of doing this as well is stake recognized agents, which is very new today. Okay, they came out with it's new in the sense of you're actually staking them and not holding them anymore. So let's come on over here. If you were to open up any trading pair for any of these AI agents, okay, and you have it in your wallet, like the system right here is detecting that I own 182,303 units of Axelrod, I could just click this button over here and start staking them. And this is mandatory as of today, okay? So this account right here is one of the team members of Virtuals. So Virgins on Virtuals, remember to stake all your agent tokens. Today, 21st of May at 10 a.m. UTC time will be the last distribution that captured agent tokens holding. 22 of May distribution will only take staked agent tokens, Virtuals team. Okay, so that's how you go about getting your points. And there are some other ways here as well, but as I said, that's what I'm doing. I'm yapping, and I'm just genuinely yapping about it like I would have if they had, the yapping points, section or not. I would have just been talking about this on Twitter like I always do. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm staking. Okay, I'm also staking Vader. And I'm getting my diamond hands because I'm not selling too early. Okay, that to me is probably the best way to go about getting points. Okay, now obviously the more you stake, the more points you get. The less you stake, the less points you get. That's the name. That's just how it works. Okay, guys? So that's what I'm doing. These things are printing, and the next in line looks like it's going to be Virgin, which is the official AI meme coin, let's just call it, of the Genesis launch or the Virgin Points system that is actually deployed by Vader himself. So I think this one could fly. It probably will flirt with like double-digit $1 million market cap, like around 10 million. But once again, I'll make that official price prediction probably hours before it goes live. So check me out on Twitter if you want that exclusive alpha. So we went over the point system. I shared with you guys these AI coins you need to hold or stake, like virtuals, like Vader, or like any one of the Genesis launches. You can stake those to get points. You can even yap. That's how you get the Virgin points. That's going to give you an opportunity to really make some good money here within the virtuals ecosystem. So there ain't really much left to see other than, until my next video, your ass is on your own, bro. Later.
Francis Dhun, Uncensored.